what's going on, guys? It's FPL Yusuf here, and welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be going into my Game Week 11 FPL Challenge draft, which is all about the shots on target. I'm going to cover exactly the lineup that I've gone with, why I picked certain players. I'm going to review how I got on last week in Game Week 10, and a whole lot more. So if you guys do enjoy it, don't forget to drop a thumbs up and subscribe down below. But without further ado, let's just get into it. Okay, welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for being here today with me for another video on my YouTube channel. Before we get into this one, if you wouldn't mind dropping a thumbs up and subscribing down below, it would be greatly appreciated. So, Game Week 10, how did we get on? We got a green arrow and we have made it inside that top 50k. We're currently sitting about 47,000 in the world, so that is another thing ticked off the list. So the aim now is to push on inside that top 20k, top 10k, and hopefully beyond that as well. So yeah, really happy with how the game week's gone. We finished 40 points all out. Had some really nice returns, Cunha getting us a double-digit haul, Saka, Leif Davis coming in clutch as well. A little bit disappointing from Johan Vissa. I did maybe expect a little bit more from him, but, you can't always have everyone returning. Pickford lost a clean sheet quite late on against Southampton as well. So, again, another little bit of a disappointment. But overall, so happy, we're up into that top 50k, which is obviously what we were aiming for last week. Had a good game week overall. So that is my Game Week 10 recap. I'm going to get into what my team is looking like for Game Week 11. Okay, so this is how my team is currently lined up for Game Week 11. It's all about shots on target. It's all about the attackers. It's all about teams who are going to dominate the ball, dominate chances created. So I have gone for a 2-striker formation this week as opposed to 2 midfielders. I think obviously, when you talk about shots on target, you want to have forwards in your team as many as you can get. So let's start from the back. We've gone for Andre Onana in goal. Now, for me, I just think he has the best fixture on paper for defense. Obviously, your goalkeepers aren't going to get any shots on target, so you're not really looking there. It's just kind of solely about who's got the best chance of a clean sheet. And I think, him at home, it'll probably be Ruud van Nistelrooy's last game as interim manager before, Ruben Amorim takes over. So I'm sure they'll want to go out on a high. And yeah, for me, I just feel like it's the right move this week. They've got a good fixture. They obviously beat them in the cup last week as well. So they've got pedigree to sort of dominate Leicester. So yeah, I'm just happy just to have him in goal. On to my one defender. Now, this was a little bit of a tricky one. I was looking at Trent for a little while, but obviously the game against Aston Villa are a little bit unpredictable at the moment. You could see them get, Liverpool having joy against them, but you could also see Villa turning up. So it is a really difficult one to call. So what I have done is I've decided to go for Rayan Aït-Nouri. He's at home against Southampton. This guy is just so attacking when he plays as a left wing back. Now, it's worth mentioning that obviously Wolves over the last few weeks have been playing a 3-back, which means he's been bombing on even more. But I don't think that should really matter too much. I think even if Wolves do play a 4-back, Aït-Nouri will still get forward. It's just how he plays football. He's just always on the front foot, always attacking. I think for me right now, he is the defender who, at least attacking-wise, is the most informed, along with like Leif Davis and also Trent, as I mentioned. So yeah, I've gone for Aït-Nouri in defence this week. Hopefully, maybe there's an outside chance of a little clean sheet. Wolves aren't technically known for keeping their clean sheets. But yeah, hopefully if Aït-Nouri could get an attacking return as well as a clean sheet, that'd be some great points coming in for us. On to the man in the midfield, and that is Mo Salah. I don't think it's any surprise, for most of us who are going to be picking this week. Salah is just the most dominant midfielder there is in the game. Maybe you could have a look at Cole Palmer, but because he's playing against Arsenal this week, I don't think anyone's going to be looking at either him or Bukayo Saka, because I think that one will be a very close game. Not to say that Aston Villa won't be a close game against Liverpool. I just think Salah, with the way he's moulded his game this season, is all about getting that final shot. And with this challenge, it's all about players who are going to take those shots. So for me, I think Salah is just a standout head and shoulders pick for the midfield. Maybe a little outside chance as captaincy. We're going to get onto that at the end of this section. But I think for the time being, I think the one midfielder we've got, we are going to go for Mo Salah. And on to the 2 forwards, we're going to start off with Matheus Cunha, someone who I brought in on my main team as well as in the FPL Challenge team. Obviously does have the best fixture on paper at home to Southampton this week. You'd imagine Wolves will score goals. They've been scoring goals for the last few weeks. Defensively has been more their issue than actually going forward. So the fact that they've been in such good form and Cunha's been such a big part of that, for me, just he had to be there. If not for the fixture alone, it just had to be there. And we are going to couple him up with probably the most talked about man in FPL at the moment, and that is Erling Haaland. Now, it's worth me saying I am recording this video on Wednesday afternoon, and he did play yesterday in the Champions League. Did have a few chances, again, didn't score. Man City did get quite a heavy defeat. They lost 4-1 to Sporting Lisbon. Haaland did have opportunities. The keeper did make some good saves, but there were some that you just expect Haaland to score. So I'm not really too sure how to feel about this. I am going to be captaining Erling Haaland this week. It was a very close call between him and Salah. I'm probably going to be captaining him on my main account as well. So I think it just makes sense that I feel like that's where the points are going to come from this week. And Brighton's a tough game. There's no doubt about it. And especially away at the Amex is a very difficult place to go. However, Man City have still been creating chances. You know, De Bruyne did come back off the bench in their Champions League game midweek, so that's obviously good signs for Haaland in terms of creativity for him. But it's all about him just putting the ball in the back of the net, because he has been getting the chances over the last few games. He just hasn't been finishing. But I think when we really ask ourselves, how long do we actually expect that to go on for? I think a lot of us probably expected it to end last week, and it didn't. But I do think that this is a good fixture for him coming into it. You know, no loose dunk for Brighton, which means their centre backs are going to be weakened just that ever so slightly. I just think maybe that's kind of what Haaland needs, just to sort of get himself back on the score sheet. So yeah, we are going to go for Haaland as a second striker up front, who will also be our captain for this game week. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, don't forget to drop a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I will be back on, I think, Friday now, maybe tomorrow afternoon, which is Thursday, or if not, probably Friday, for a final team selection video ahead of the Game Week 11 deadline. Yeah, if you guys have been enjoying the content, just keep dropping a thumbs up and subscribing. You know, everyone who just stays around just to watch, you know, show some love on that side is so appreciated from my end. So yeah, I just want to say thank you guys so much for everything you guys have been supporting on the videos recently. But like I said, if you have enjoyed it, don't forget to drop a thumbs up and subscribe down below, and I'll catch you guys next time.